So Sonic the Hedgehog was a successful game and the best-selling game on the Sega Genesis, so it'd only be natural for them to create a sequel to the Blue Blur's introduction. Many people like to call this particular Sonic game one of the best of the series, if not the best of all time. The game I'm talking about is the sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Or just Sonic 2, whatever you prefer. I wouldn't really say that this is the best game in the series, but it is a solid title. Shit, I should have saved that for the end of this review. Fuck it. Let's just hop right into this. This is my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis. Of course Sega was gonna release a sequel. I mean, who wouldn't to such an already great game? Actually, Sonic Team was working on 2 different Sonic games. Yeah, in America, Sonic 2 was being developed by the Sega American Institute, while Sonic Team themselves worked on the game to go on the horribly dead Sega CD. This game, of course, was Sonic CD. However, since this is a Sonic 2 review and not Sonic CD, it could just sit in a corner until I get to it. Sonic 2 wastes no time to let the player know that things are a little bit different this time. But before we dwell any deeper into another 30-minute long review of a game released in 1992, we're gonna need some backstory. Sonic 2 was released in America on November 21st, 1992, and was dubbed Sonic Tuesday. I'm not kidding. The game is the second best-selling game on the Genesis, so this game is obviously loved by many people. I remember playing and enjoying this game much more than I first did Sonic 1. Of course, I've grown older, more experienced, and a bit more self-thought, I think is the word I'm trying to say. What I mean is that I've learned to think for myself a lot more now than just going on to saying a game sucks simply because I don't follow my thoughts. So naturally, my thoughts on this game might have changed a little bit more than I once did, but before I get into too much detail, let's just review the game and save this one for last. Like I said earlier, Sonic 2 wastes no time to let you know that there are a few new things and that a lot more things are different here. For example, the environments are much more colorful than Sonic 1, and you can tell that Sonic's sprite is a bit different as well. He has a brighter shade of blue and he really sticks out the most in some levels. Graphically speaking, this is one of the best looking Genesis games by far. The colors are absolutely better than Sonic 1 by far. One most definite notability is that this game introduces the spin dash. Oh, the classic, lovable spin dash, oh I love you so. You know how I liked that Sonic 1 didn't have the spin dash? I just thought that it didn't fit the style that it was going for. So why do I bring this up? Well, this game's main topic is speed. Like Sonic 1, if not even more so than Sonic 1, and I don't really like it at times, I'm not going to lie. The spin dash's main purpose is to help you gain speed, except it's really powerful at times, and I find myself going a little too fast. It's still nice to have a feature and has become a staple in the series like the Fire Flower and Mario games. The spin dash can really help me get through obstacles like barrels that can crush you, even though I sometimes still get killed this method. I was going to hate on it because it throws momentum out the window, but it's just too fun to use. Besides, I rarely use it unless I need it. Sonic's control feels just the same as he did in Sonic 1, which is a good thing, but the levels aren't necessarily designed for Sonic's speed. Wow, dwelling into the negatives already, huh? My best thought about Sonic 1 was its momentum-based gameplay. You don't just go through a loop all willy-nilly, you need to be able to gain speed to obtain speed. Sadly, this game doesn't do that. You aren't forced to, but it's obvious this game wants you to spin dash every single chance you get. So much for momentum-based gameplay. Speed is everywhere in this game, and at times it gets so fast that you can run faster than the screen. What was a fun speed cap braking system in Sonic 1 is an everyday occurrence in Sonic 2. Great. I don't mean to make it sound like it's a bad thing, it's just my preference, so if I want to go with momentum, I just play Sonic 1. Though one thing I hate, and no, not the kind of hate like, oh I like chocolate cake, no I fucking hate this shit. The level run times. They're either too short or too long. Emerald Hill can be finished entirely more so less than Green Hill Zone. Hilltop can go on for a bit long in my opinion. The son of a bitch level that drags on for too long is obviously Metropolis, but I'm not at the level recap yet, so I'll get into it, don't worry. The bad things aren't that bad though. However, there are two things in this game that I genuinely hate and ruin the game for me, but I'll save it before the level recap. I just don't think that this game is very balanced with speed and exploration, which actually exploration is pretty much non-existent. But there is this one secret item in Hilltop Zone. Other than that, there's no reason to explore because the speed is just too much. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Everything from Sonic 1 returns in this game, including the blue shield, speed shoes, and the ring boxes. Also, something I forgot to mention in my 30-minute Sonic 1 review, which I apologize for, I did not intend for it to be that long, is, well, I didn't mention the continues, which, yes, if you get a game over, you could get a continue if you get enough rings in a special stage. Just thought I'd bring it up. There are definitely more zones than Sonic 1, and they're okay. Again, I'm not going into detail yet. The last thing I wanted to say about Sonic Speed is that it is still fun to go through. The boss battles, oh man. If you thought they were pushovers before, they are even worse here. Even though the footage does show that I got my ass handed to me many times, they're still incredibly easy. I just got cocky. The easiest is by far Hilltop Zone, even though I died multiple times. Literally, he just leaves himself so wide open, and you could just jump all 8 times, and he should be done. I already made the joke about him not having a real IQ of 300, so, yeah. You might realize that I'm not playing off the Sonic Mega Collection game anymore. It's because I didn't like it that much. The Xbox Live Arcade version offered a smooth 60 FPS and better graphics, and the best part was save states, at which, well, it helped through emerald hunting. Emerald hunting. Ah, shit, we're going in that direction, aren't we? Alright, well, better grab this. Sonic 2 brings back emerald hunting, and it doesn't really improve on the process from Sonic 1. As a matter of fact, it's even worse here. The concept is still the same, grab 50 rings and hold on to them. But now, instead of going to the end of the level, you go through a checkpoint. Sounds great on paper, right? Guess what? It's not. The enemies in this game want you nowhere near 50 rings. Truth be told, I don't mind passing through checkpoints at all, especially since there are more stages this time. Now, I like this feature, don't get me wrong, but the actual special stages can fuck right off! Holy shit, these are the worst special stages that I have ever fucking played! Fuck. They're these stupid ass half-pipe structured shit stains that require you to get a set amount of rings to reach the checkpoint. Get past the second checkpoint and the emerald is yours. Sounds great, right? But they suck fucking donkey dick. They are so hard to control sometimes, and it infuriates me every time I fail. Even the save states at will don't help my experience because more often than not, I do it pretty much 80% of the time. I can't even begin to comprehend how many times I restarted these jerk-offs. These things have such a serious hard-on for spikes. I don't really run into them as much nowadays, but they're still a piece of shit. Okay, I got all 6 and wait, what the fuck? I need one more? Fuck, man! This one right here is the worst thing in the classic Sonic games for me. The last one has cost me so many restart things because I'm always off by 1 fucking ring. You need 190 rings total for this nightmare, and the final section is horrible. But I managed to get all 7 emeralds, and what do I get? Super Sonic. Do I care? No! Fuck Super Sonic! Yeah, I said it. I had Stan fucking Super Saiyan Goku ripoff. Besides not a very fun experience to get him in the first place, this guy is nothing but speed, and even more speed until I mention he's all about speed. He's invulnerable to attacks but can still drown, which is bullshit. I mean, why? Let's get into his speed in detail. The screen can't keep up with Super Sonic, and you know what, I'll admit, it's kinda cool. But try platforming with this son of a bitch. Oh, you can, because he jumps over everything so quickly that it's so easy to mess up. You know, I bet there was that one asshole who thought to the developers, you know what would make an already fast as hell game more fun? More speed! Yeah, Supersonic was fixed in Sonic 3K, but still, he ruins the ending of the game for me as well. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the plot of this game. Eggman constructs the Death Egg. The Death Star, and the Death Egg, and Sonic must go destroy that son of a bitch. Good, all cut up. Let's get back to the bullshit. When you finally destroy the Death Star, the fucking Death Egg, Supersonic flies down to Earth and—
Pause! What is that?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I know who he is. Yeah, I forgot to mention, but this game introduces Mild Tails per hour. Yeah, great fucking pod, Sega. You might have noticed I didn't have him tag along with Sonic. Why? Because he makes the special stages even worse than they already are. He counts as a ring collector, okay? And if he gets hit by a spike, he loses his goddamn rings. But I like the bad ending more so because Tails saves Sonic from falling to his death, like a real friend. In the good ending, he's just there, while Supersonic is flying as if to say, oh, don't worry, Sonic, oh wait, you're fine? Okay, well, fuck me. Collecting all Chaos Emeralds and getting Supersonic isn't worth it. The bad ending just makes more sense, okay, people? I just normally skip Supersonic in general because I don't like using him in this game. Okay, one last rant because fuck dignity and fuck everything else about Supersonic. The thing about him is that when you transform into him, you can't switch back until you lose all your rings. It's bullshit, but honestly, I don't want this review to be longer than Sonic 1, even though it probably is this guy. Fucking hell, that took a lot out of me. I apologize. Let's just get to the levels now. There are 12 levels total with 2 acts in Sonic 2, and for the most part, they're okay. Emerald Hill Zone. It's pretty much Green Hill, except it's much brighter and faster, which kinda hurts my eyes sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie. Not much else to say about it because it's just a Green Hill ripoff. What else is there to say about it? Chemical Plant Zone. Holy shit, talk about speed gimmicks. This is pretty much my second favorite level of the game. It's pretty fun, and I do like the speed since it's used more so as a gimmick than anything else. I love the booster pads, which will return in every loop in 3D Sonic games, but I'll get to that shit later. The background is very atmospheric, and the water can be a bit of a challenge, and I'm sure newcomers might drown in it. I know I did when I first played it. Aquatic Ruin Zone. Blah. I don't like this zone. I don't even know what to say about it. The enemy placements are pretty cheap sometimes, the boss is pretty trash, but I died due to cockiness, and it has no lasting appeal. I'm pretty sure that some people really like this stage, but I just can't see the fun in it. I'm sorry. Wait, no I'm not. This is my opinion. Casino Night. This is tied with Chemical Plant because I love this stage. The music rocks, and I love getting rings from the slot machines, though I hate when I get Eggman and get my rings taken away. Overall, good zone. Good sense of speed, and the levels can be a bit longer but balanced because it's enjoyable, and that's fine for me. The exploration and platforming is there, and for once, it's actually used very well. Hilltop Zone. Uninteresting, blue version of Emerald Hill, and boring as hell. I remember getting to the loop section and getting stuck because I didn't realize I had to roll down the loop to go through the ground. I'm sorry, I don't have much to say about these stages. They just don't have much to them. Mystic Cave. This is my favorite level in the game. Good exploration, balanced speed, the pit. Wait, no, fuck the pit. The music for the stage is also great, though the collision detection can be an issue. I also like the mossy cave-like setting it gives off. Plus, this does have a good level of exploration as well, because sometimes I may want to go on the upper path, maybe I want to be in the bottom path. Either way, it's still fun. Oil Ocean. I don't have an opinion on this zone. I'm dead serious. I don't know if I like it or hate it. The enemies are annoying and cheap as hell, but the level is so fun to go through sometimes. Fuck, I don't know, I'm sorry. Metropolis Zone. I'd rather take Scrap Rain Zone than this hellhole. It's industrial themed but more colorful than said zone, but what really irks me is that this is the only zone with 3 acts, but the enemies are fucking horrible, and the worst in any Sonic game, I shit you not. You know what they are. The Asterons can suck a fat one, but they're kinda easy to avoid if you're good enough. Shellcrackers have really weird hitboxes, like what the fuck, did you see that? Really annoying enemy, but he doesn't even fucking compare to Slicers. Fuck Slicers! Their enemy placements are cheap and at times impossible to even hit them sometimes. They throw blades that act like a fucking boomerang and you're guaranteed hit when he releases them. I know I bashed Super Sonic, but thank God for him because he makes these little jackasses your bitch. Still sucks though. Sky Chase and Wing Fortress Zone. I count these as 2 acts, so sue me. Sky Chase is kinda boring, you just jump around and move around a little and that's it. You know, the fortress is in the background and are sections where you can clearly jump on, but Sonic doesn't feel the need to. Wait, Super Sonic can fly, right? Then why don't I just fly up to the fortress? I mean, it's right there. Whatever, let's just finish this already. The fortress is actually not that bad. I like the platforming, but again, Super Sonic fucking blows here, but I did have fun using him, I'll admit it. Though there is a way to skip the level entirely by going through a propeller with invisibility frames, supersonic, or a shield, so there you go. I didn't have footage because I just didn't bother. Sorry for being lazy. I already mentioned what happens after this, but Death Egg. The final encounter with 2 bosses, Silver Sonic, that's easy as hell if you know the strategy, and the hardest boss in the classic Sonic games, the Death Egg robot. Hey, what do you know? Eggman really is faster than Sonic. You know what's funny? Recording this gameplay, I died at almost all the other Eggman bosses, but never died here. I wasn't being cocky this time and was concentrating since you get absolutely no rings. Plus another reason why I didn't play this off the Mega Collection is if I got a game over with no continues, I'd have to go all the way back to the beginning of the game. Thank God for save states. This boss to me was so hard, but if you're patient and be safe, you'll be just fine. Lastly, we'll talk about the music, which I won't talk in detail that much because if I did, we'll be here too long. In short, the soundtrack was done by the same man who did the first game, Masato Nakamura, and he did a pretty damn good job. To me, it's not as good as Sonic 1, but still enjoyable. My favorite tracks are Mystic Cave, Sky Chase, and Casino Night. The other tracks are good, but those are just my personal favorites. So what are my final thoughts on this game? I'm sorry, but I don't like it as much as I thought. I know I made it seem like it's terrible and you shouldn't play it, but actually, no, I encourage people to play this game. Although I don't like it as much as Sonic 1, without me going after the Chaos Emeralds and Super Sonic, this game is pretty enjoyable and a comfy ride. It's not the best Sonic game ever made, I just think it's okay. That being said, I'll give this game my final score of 7 out of 10. I know the score is lower than Sonic 1, but hey, it's still a good score. Doesn't mean I hate the game, I just think it's, okay. Besides, I was going to originally put it as 6.5, so you're welcome. I know I'll probably get some negative feedback, but hey, once again, it's just my opinion. For those who love this game, that's great. I'm glad that you could find more enjoyment in this game than I could. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next episode of this series of my Sonic reviews with Sonic CD. Anyway guys, my name's Anthony, and have yourselves a good night.